Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Blu-ray Hunter. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and I've got an awesome show for you guys. We're gonna do another uh basically another collection video, but for Arrow. Last year I did one, and I think I have more this year than I did last year. Not by a lot, but actually probably by a little bit more. So I felt like because originally I was gonna go, oh no, I did it last year, so I'll just wait another year maybe, and do something else. And I was like, nah, let's let's show this off because there's a pretty big collection. So, some of them you may not have seen. Now, I have everything sort of in alphabetical order. And it's going to start with my Arrow Academy movies. So these are movies that aren't in the typical Arrow collection or whatever. These are like I want to say these are more like Arrow's version of Criterion where a lot of Arrow stuff is very B movie or very cheesy and stuff like this. And this is the classier films. And I only have three of them right now. My plan is to get maybe two more, at least get five by uh next year, but we'll see. Um First off is Gas Food Lodging. I believe I did a review of this movie already, and yeah, I'm really excited. I want to eventually. I think there's like a documentary about the making, the looking at challenging, women. And Allison Anders is one of them on it, so I want to check that out. Thought there was commentary, but I guess there's not. There's a interviews and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. Uh, Next to the movie I haven't seen in a while. I think I saw it years ago, but I still haven't rewatched it. I got it. Maybe I'll do that for a Blu-ray Hunter reviews at some point. It is Gosper Park, so sort of a film I've been wanting to check out. It's got commentary by Robert Altman and production designer Stephen Altman and producer David Levy. So, definitely check it out. Levy. Next is the James Cagney film Man of a Thousand Faces. Another one I really want to review for Blu-ray Hunter review. So I think those two are going to definitely be reviewed at some point. Uh Man of a Thousand Faces is the Lon Chaney movie. So I'm kind of excited to check that out. All right, those are my only Academy ones. So let's go into my regulars. And these are all in alphabetical order, so just get ready for that. So first off, we have the Thanksgiving masterpiece, Blood Rage. Um, it's not cranberry sauce. No, it's not. This is one of my favorite Thanksgiving movies. I haven't seen the new Thanksgiving movie. I gotta watch that. I think that's on like Netflix or something. So I gotta go check that out. But Blood Rage, definitely. Here we go. Cruising. I got this because William Friedkin died last year, and I really, really badly wanted more William Friedkin movies, and I freaking got one. I freaking got one. Cruising. Mm. All right. A Arrow movie collection can't be complete without a Dario, or I almost said Ario, Dario Argento film. Um, This is classic little giallo. So check it out. Um, it's yeah, it's the ultimate giallo movie. Another one. I This is so cheesy, but it's a lot of fun, and it's one of the earlier works of Toby Hooper. You have to love it. It's Eaten Alive. Yeah, this I was expecting more alligators in this or whatever, but or crocodile or whatever it was, but it was more about it was more of a slasher film. It was a lot of fun though. This movie review for What the Fuck Friday, so go check that episode out. It was really weird and kind of just I just love it. I remember one of my friends would come over and we watch movies every Sunday, and he brought this over because I guess he had got it online or whatever, and it is Happiness of the Katakuris. And I had never heard of it, and when I watched it, I was like, what is this movie? It's a great idea, and it's really crazy. I wanna, you know, I loved it. Had a fun time. Another Robert Altman movie, I think. Yep, Robert Altman movie. This is his horror film, Images. I I, I want to say I did see this. Yes, I did see this movie. I did watch it. I don't remember much about it. I just remember I watched it, and I remember there was some weird scenes in it, but it wasn't like a weird movie. The Initiation. Oof. This is uh this is a movie that I'm excited to talk about because it wasn't my favorite. It is, and why is it still in the collection? A lot of people might ask, because a lot of people, I tend to see a lot of people who aren't maybe one second. So who aren't big movie collectors or whatever might ask me like why would I hold on to this? And first of all, I want to I'm a terrible because like I'm one of those people that I'm planning to buy everything out of every company. Like if I literally got rich, I don't know if that would be a great idea. If I was like a billionaire, I don't know if that would be a great idea because I would just go on a shopping spree for every movie put out by Criterion, Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, Kino. I'd be just I'd just be wasting all my money. But to me it would be worth it. It wouldn't be wasting it because it'd be worth it because I'd have this huge library that has like a billion movies. But that's my plan. And so a lot of people might be like, really? That's a terrible plan. Like, what if you don't like the movie? If I don't like the movie like that, I'd still like to give things second or third tries. And if I don't like them, I keep them in my library just in case, like, somebody else wants to watch them. I can't control what other people might want to watch and hang out. But honestly, it hasn't happened in a while that, like, people just come over and watch a movie. So, I haven't had that thing, but I'm sure it'll happen at one point. And so I'd love to have this huge library where we can go, oh, you want to watch the Initiation? Okay. Well, it does star Vera Miles and Daphne Zuniga, so it's definitely worth watching. Vera Miles was a woman who worked for Alfred Hitchcock because she was in Psycho and stuff. So she's in this movie as well, and I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was like the worst movie. I mean, there are some movies in Criterion that I don't like more than that movie, but I just thought it wasn't. It just didn't have the kick or the stuff. Now I may have to watch it again. If I watched it again, maybe someday I'll have a different perspective on it. But right now, for now, I'm not. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is the K. So there you go. We're down to L's. And the first one up is The Last Starfighter. The last one. I remember I was not even aware of this movie when I was younger. So I remember Kevin Smith did a Clerks cartoon episode where they were talking about The Last Starfighter and the fact that the guy had to what was it? He was The Last Starfighter. But instead of going up into space, he had to go like move rocks or something, because that was the part of the game that Randall won. So Randall had to go move rocks and get whipped and everything. It was a pretty funny episode because if you watch the Last Starfighter, you know of it, you sort of know the gist. It's kind of funny. Next is Legend, Ridley Scott's movie. I did see this when I bought it. I had to watch it because I've been dying to see it. And Tim Curry and Tom Cruise and Mia Sara. I think it's Mia Sara. I want to say it's Mia Sara. Uh, Yeah, Mia Sara, Billy Barty, I mean, such a great cast. Um, Tangerine Dream did the music. It was just such a great movie. I'm very glad I have it in my collection. I'm getting more into fantasy stuff, like a lot of the Muppet stuff too, like Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and everything. I own them on 4K because you gotta especially if you're a child of the 80s. They're a big deal. So here you go. Lover's Lane, also made by a guy named John Ward. I know a guy named John Ward. It's not the same John Ward. Two different John Wards. They should make a movie together. Like that would be fun. Just like maybe an anthology. If they got another guy named John Ward, they could get a bunch of John Wards out there. Next is The Mutilator, or as some may call it, as some may call it, oops, wrong way. Ball break. Ball break. Which I don't put it in there as because it's actually The Mutilator, but you can put that reversible slip. That's a great thing about arrows. They have reversible slips and whatnot. They usually have uh slip covers. And some I do, some I don't. Like, let me give you an example. My stepmother's an alien has a slip cover. See how I made sure that they're two different things? If that had a slip cover on it, which I bet it did at one point. But if it had a slip cover on it, I would have changed it, that to being fall break, and the slip cover to be the mutilator. But here's My Stepmother is an Alien, which I reviewed for Hollywood Knockbusters with Anna Zaden. I really enjoyed this movie. I remember enjoying it as a kid and like laughing so hard at the movie. And then when I realized it was on Arrow, I was like, oh my God, I gotta own this at some point. So I bought it and never looked back. Very happy to own it. Next is a movie I also reviewed for 80s horror films, and that is Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. Um, it's not the greatest movie of all time. It's got like a lot of flaws, a lot of issues, and they talk about it in the documentary why it has a lot of issues and other things, and what kind of I mean the fact that it got made and it got put out the way that it did is amazing, but it's not the greatest. So, but it's a fun little slasher. And the last of my Blu-rays before we get to my 4Ks. So these are all my Blu-rays. The but is Society, which we did review for What the Fuck Friday. So we've got a couple What the Fuck Fridays that we did through Arrow. Sure there will be more. All right, you guys ready for my 4Ks? Holy crap. We have a lot of them too. Oh my goodness. Also in alphabetical order, because why not? American Werewolf in London. What a classic film. Children of the Corn. Now, I bought this used and it was pretty gross. I had to clean it off a lot, and I don't know if anything got ruined or not. Thankfully this did not get ruined, which is the booklet. Um, but so there was some issues. I think I fixed it. I mean, it looks good. I haven't really played it yet. Worst comes to worst, I'll have to buy a new one. But it did have a slipcase. That slipcase was fucked. Like that slipcase was so disgusting and everything. But as you can see, like here, there's a little bit of an issue here. I am not OCD on that. I'm OCD on a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong. I get OCD like up the ass. But for that one, no. For that stuff, like for because most of these things, if I really cared or whatever, I'd buy like them brand new and I'd spend $50 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But for like, I think I forgot how cheap it was. It was pretty cheap, and that's why because it still played from what they said, but it was like the outside was disgusting. So I just was like, fuck it. Yeah. All right. So Children of the Corn. The next is Donnie Darko on 4K, which also includes the 4K. theatrical cut and the 4K director's cut. There is no Blu-ray for this, by the way. So there you go. On this, I may have to end up buying the Blu-ray at some point if I want to get a Blu-ray of it. But I think I have a Blu-ray. It's just not the Arrow Blu-ray. Um, Maybe I did have the Arrow Blu-ray at some point. I don't know. Next is Dune. Um, this is the David Lynch Dune, and it is a classic. And I'm really excited to really watch it at some point. I just haven't had the time. It's a little longer, and I just haven't sat down and just watched it. But I will. It'll happen. Another one I haven't really watched. I think I saw years ago when I was younger. It's got a slipcase. But I just haven't seen it. Is Flatliners. The little bit of a. I did the original poster for that. I actually like the original poster a lot. But yeah, Flatliners. I need to rewatch it and whatnot. Once again, a lot of these things I might do for Blu-ray Hunter reviews because I'll have a whole year to like make content and I'm gonna need different stuff. So I'm probably gonna have a bunch of Arrow movies that I haven't watched or I kind of want to watch. And so those will pop up. Next is Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, with Robert De Niro playing and Kenneth Branagh, but Robert De Niro playing the monster, and wow, I mean his performance in it is incredible. Speaking of incredible, Hills Have Eyes, the original. I do need the sequel, and I would like to get the remake at some point. Actually, I do like the remake, weirdly enough. But the man, the it's really funny because I have a ton of Dee Wallace movies now that are horror films. So I got that. I've got The Howling, which interestingly enough is not in this because I don't think maybe it's not. Maybe it's Scream Factory. I think that might be Scream Factory. I did not see it, so I don't think it's yeah. I don't think it's Arrow. I think it's Scream Factory. Yeah, The Howling. So I have The Howling. Oh, that's all different companies too. So this Hills Have Eyes is Arrow. The Howling is Scream Factory, and the Cujo is one that I just got recently is Keto. So there you go. Awesome. King of New York. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. It is fucking phenomenal. I think I did do a review of it, maybe or so, but I really love this movie. I thought it was an incredible film. I am planning to do it for like Film Freaks at some point. Or Paul will do it. If I don't do it before he does it. But it is an incredible film. Like it is amazing and really well done, and I was just blown away by it. Had never seen it until I bought it, and I bought it blind buying because so many people said great things about it. There was like hardly a chance that it was going to be bad. Next is a movie I upgraded from my Blu-ray to 4K, and then I gave my Blu-ray away to a friend of mine. And now I kind of regret it because I regretted it afterwards because I realized the Blu-ray had some extras that this didn't have. But I think the Blu-ray I have has those extras. No, no. There's like an extra cut. Yeah, there's an extra cut that I don't know if my other Blu-ray has it. So my other Blu-ray has it, it's not a big deal. But the Arrow had a cut, and I may just end up buying the Arrow version later. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so it is Mallrats. I don't know if I said what it was. Mallrats. So there you go. This is one of my favorite films of all time. I love this movie. I kind of put Chasing Amy above it a lot of times, but really Mallrats. Mallrats is the movie that got me into Kevin Smith. It got me into like loving this type of movie, very goofy teen slash college comedies and stuff. And it was just really, really funny. So there you go. And I got into Jane and Silent Bob. I never heard of Jane and Silent Bob until then. I'll tell you that story real quick. I think I've told people before this, because I did do one for Hollywood Knockbusters on Mallrats. But how it happened was a friend of mine when I was young, when I was in high school, I went over to his house and he was getting into a fight with his mom over whatever they were getting into a fight over. And so I felt very uncomfortable and was like, what am I gonna do? So I walked over and saw his brother watching a movie in the living room. And I said, what you watching? And he goes, Mallrats. I go, what's that about? He's like, a bunch of guys hanging out at a mall and blah, 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 you know. And I was like, cool, do you mind if I watch it with you? I was like, sure. So I sat down and watched it and I was like, what is this? This is hilarious, you know, like I love this. So I seeked out Clerks and then I became a Kevin Smith fan. Like bought Kevin Smith merch all over the place. I had a Snoogans hat and a fucking, Chainsaw Bob, like a movie shirt, you can see me sometimes wearing that. I'll probably wear that later this week. But yeah, it's just insane how much I love Kevin Smith, and it's all because of Mallrats. So thank you, Kevin, and thank you, Mallrats. And next is another movie that's one of my favorites, RoboCop. My dad, this is the first rated R movie I ever watched in the watched period. My dad let me. This is so cartoonish, with the violence. Didn't seem real. Like Terminator, he made me wait till I was like 17. But like the original Terminator, and Terminator 2, he let me watch when I was like when that first came out when I was like 9 or 10. But the RoboCop, he let me watch beforehand. So awesome. Tremors, classic. I know my friend Samantha Marie loves that movie. Loves Kevin Bacon. Who doesn't? I mean, if you don't love Kevin Bacon, something's wrong with you. Um, and whatever, if you don't like Kevin Bacon, that's your prerogative. Uh, okay, so this is when people ask like what are my top three favorite movies, this is one of them, and that is True Romance. Love this movie to death. And when I realized they had a 4K of it, I had to buy it. Like I just had to get it. It's a hardcover. Oh, it's one of my favorite prized possessions I have. So I love it to death. It's even got a little booklet and everything. Oh, I love it. Oh, we're down to the nitty gritty. Last five, I think. One, two, three, four. Last four. So another fantastic movie, and I just got this recently, is The Warriors Come Out to Play. This is a fantastic box. It's got both the theatrical cut and the alternate version. I hate the alternate version. Least favorite alternate version ever. Um, Next is Waterworld. I mean, what can you say? I'm gonna do this eventually on Hollywood Knockbusters. This was a flop, and this was like a big flop. Like, oof. But uh, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely do this. This is a Kevin Costner bomb, but I can't wait to talk about it. Not a bomb in a movie that I absolutely adore, Weird Science. Classic. So, and last but definitely not least, Wild Things. And last because of it being in alphabetical order. Wild Things with had jeez. Kevin Bacon. Ha! Another Kevin Bacon movie. Matt Dillon, Nev Campbell, Teresa Russell, Denise Richards. I mean, everybody always remembers Nev Campbell and Denise Richards in it. Robert Wagner and Bill Murray. I forgot Bill Murray's in the movie. I'll have to do another review of this somewhere. But it spawned like how many sequels? So I think four sequels. Three or four. Um, so yeah, so classic. Wild Things. That's it. So those are all my Arrow Blu-rays and 4Ks, including my three for my Arrow Academy, which, like I said, I'll try to get more. I can't get I don't think I'm gonna be able to get like seven this year. I might. I don't know. If I can get seven, that'll make 10 and that'll make me happy. But it's even looking around, they don't have that many Arrow Academy movies that I'm actually excited about. So yeah. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this. Join me tomorrow where I'll be doing my top 10 Blu-rays that are coming out in May of 2024. Um, and also May 1st. So I wanted to talk about this real quick, because this will be probably the first chance I get to talk about it on one of my platforms. And I wanted to sort of mention what's happening. And I'm sort of recording some stuff today, but there's going to be something really cool happening. So I have a YouTube channel. It was originally like Jonathan A. Moody actor, but then now I've just made it just Jonathan A. Moody. And it is going to have acting clips, some of my filmmaking clips, some behind the scenes and stuff that I'm doing. But what it's really going to have is some vlogs. Not sure exactly what the vlogs are going to be about. But they're gonna start and uh throughout the year you'll see more and more vlogs about different whatever topics is going on right now. And I sort of wanted to do something that was different from like Blu-ray Hunter, which is all about Blu-rays, Horror Film Lovers, which is all about horror films, Indie Film Cafe, which is mostly indie film stuff, and I wanted a channel, because I have a TikTok where I post a bunch of my like my clips and interviews and stuff like that. And that's one of the things. I also have some of my clips from my interviews, as well as like clips of people interviewing me, things like that. Just stuff to just get everybody excited, and check out what's going on. So I wanted to kind of mention that's coming out in almost a week. And I am really excited. Like I said, I'm recording some stuff tonight, and then yeah, I'm really stoked for it because I want to do more stuff that's like mainstream that doesn't get talked about on my other shows. So that was the plan. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know what you guys think of the Arrow collection because that was a pretty good one. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.